Hello, and this is your Northern Hemisphere Tropical Outlook. The Western Pacific is the most active basin right now, and the Eastern Pacific is about to get very active as well. Let's get started. First, we're going to take a good look at our main storm to look at, Typhoon Dolphin, which is actually making impacts to the southern Japanese islands right now. It is expected to pass just to the north of the main island of Okinawa, and then it'll move to the west in the direction of Wenzhou in general. We could get some outer effects over in northern Taiwan too, as this is a pretty widespread storm. Also, way out here to the east, we have Tropical Storm Chanhome, and this one is expected to head generally to the west and potentially impact Japan. So that is kind of a worrying situation. And we could also have another storm develop from our tropical storm that had just emerged from the east coast of Luzon. That one kind of tracked like to the west, moved over Luzon, replaced the center, got a new name, and then it traveled to the northeast, and it'll probably get a new name again. It really depends on the agency here, but it'll generally move away from land. Though I think the main focus after Dolphin will be this one in the Western Pacific, as it could impact a rare spot up in northern Japan, maybe near Sendai. Alright, moving out over the next couple of days, this is our first model, our AIGFS. This one I feel like has done decent already this year. It was one of the more significant models that has been highlighting the western path right into China, and it is expected to move generally westward and make that landfall probably by August 9th or whatever, August 9th or 10th, as you guys are like 12 hours ahead of me. Over here to the east is Chanhome. It's going to move generally northwest, and the most interesting part is it's going to kind of move in the direction of northern Japan, potentially at a weaker intensity. And here is our European AI model. It is also showing the same scenario, moving it into China a little bit further south. And we are going to be watching Chanhome as well. And this one does take it further south, maybe even toward Tokyo, and at a higher intensity. This would be hurricane intensity, which is kind of insane. And I would say this model and the Google one are kind of agreeing on this situation. So yeah, here's our Western Pacific Google DeepMind model. Same thing as the Euro AI model, moving it generally in the direction of Japan, just a little bit further north, and it could be at a higher intensity than it is now, potentially up to a Category 1 hurricane or typhoon. I keep saying hurricane, but in this basin it's typhoon. Typhoon Dolphin, on the other hand, is going to move through at Category 1 or Category 2 intensity. There's a lot of dry air, so not really likely to get much stronger than a low-end Category 2. And it should weaken off as it heads west into China, and that would be the last impact for this storm, most likely. There are a couple ensemble members that do actually take it out and reform it, so that is also something to watch. And again, the leftovers from this storm, whose name is actually Kujira, and that one will probably replace center, but as you can see here, kind of reforms, and it generally moves to the northeast as kind of a weak signal. And then we also have another area behind that one as well. Next, I do want to take a look at our Central Pacific, as we have a threat to Hawaii about a week or week and a half out. Two week and a half out. We have, moving out to about Monday here, we have this area down here, well to the southeast of Hawaii. And it will generally start forming a system, and it could spin up, as this model shows, maybe as a low-end hurricane, and it generally moves it northwest directly toward the South Island of Hawaii. And this particular run makes it a direct landfall. But the previous run wasn't nearly this crazy and took it to the south. So there is still a lot of questions on whether this one will impact Hawaii at all, but it could be moving in the direction of Hawaii and has to be something to be watched. I know this is your second storm already this year. Be prepared for a third or fourth threat as well, and maybe even one direct impact. And then here's our other system. Here's our other model. This is the AIGFS. Again, keeping it well to the south. So yeah, there's still a lot of uncertainty with this. To show you the uncertainty, we can go out quite far and see our Google Weather Lab model, which could take this one up to a higher intensity. Earlier, it was averaging out more toward Hawaii. Now, it is much further south than it was last time. And it could be good news for Hawaii instead. Though there's almost guaranteed to be like some rough surf or whatever if this storm does develop, which is very likely. We also have a couple other areas, this one just to the east of where this one could develop, and one well off to the east, but those do not seem like they'll be strong or impact any land, so no worries on those. Lastly, in the Atlantic, we have a couple areas to be watching over the next little bit. We're going to be watching just off the East Coast as we head toward Monday, and this one, if it would form, would move way out to sea. We have high confidence in that. And we also have a couple tropical wave signals. But if you look at this tropical wave, we have so much wind shear in the Caribbean that if it takes this path, it is not going to survive past here. Every single ensemble kills it out. And with the second wave, the same would be possible. There is like one rogue one that does make it go crazy. But at this point, there's no real threat to the U.S. or any other land in particular. Just be on watch out in the Lesser Antilles. I think that is our main focus there. Also, Hawaii on watch and areas of northern Japan. You don't normally get this strong of systems, but you had one just 2 years ago. So I know you guys are prepared, and be prepared for this one too. Dolphin's going to move into China, so China be prepared as well. And people still in Okinawa just feeling the impacts. That is all I have for you today. I will see you tomorrow or Saturday.